first lesson we're going to learn today is the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In Daniel chapter 2, we read of two things. First of all, we read the giant golden image that Nebuchadnezzar built for his kingdom. This golden image was 900 feet tall and 90 feet wide. It was as tall as a 10-story building like you see in Nashville or you see in Memphis. It was huge. He told his people that when they heard the sounds of the horns and the pipes and the trigon and the harps and the bagpipes and every kind of musical instrument, they were to bow to this image and worship it. Well, that was okay for his people, but God's people said, no, we don't worship idols. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not fall down to the image, and it did not make the king happy. So he brought him before him, and he said, who is this God that is so wonderful that you will not bow down to my image? Who can deliver you from me? Let's read. I wanted you to read it for a fact. Because we are Bible detectives and we do search the Bible for answers, let's read what Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego said. So now you understand why I'm sitting in front of my artistic drawing of a fiery furnace. Because King Nebuchadnezzar told everyone in the land, if they did not bow to the giant golden image, he would cast them into a fiery furnace. Now this furnace wasn't a little wood stove like we see in Grandma and Grandpa's house. It wasn't like a fireplace. It was huge. It was a huge incinerator. What it was used for, I don't know. Maybe to heat the rooms above them. Maybe to just incinerate and burn the things they did not need. But this furnace was real, and this furnace was hot, and this furnace was big. And when the Hebrew children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were asked of King Nebuchadnezzar, who is the God that can deliver you? They said, we don't even need to answer. If this be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. And he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, listen to this. But if he chooses not to, let it be known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods, nor will we worship the golden image that you have set up. Did you hear him? Even if God chooses not to deliver us, we will not worship your golden image. We will stay true to our God, the true God. What faith this was. Do you think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were scared? Sure they were. Does anybody want to burn alive? But did that cause them to doubt their trust in God? We've had this conversation many times, kids. Sometimes we don't get taken away from our fears. We don't get taken away sometimes even from horrible things like death. But what is our reward? What did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have to look forward to if they were taken out of this captive land they were in? They could look forward to heaven with God. They could look forward to those mansions that God's got prepared for us in a land where there's no more sorrow, no death, no crying, no tears. So what do they have to lose? They loved God and they trusted God, but Nebuchadnezzar was furious. He said, get the fire 4 times hotter than it was before, and bring them in here clothed and bound. Bound is a word there. They were tied up. They couldn't just be put in here and run away because they were tied and they couldn't defend themselves. So Nebuchadnezzar's men cast them into this fire 3 good men into this fire, cast and bound to burn to death. It said the fire was so hot that the men that threw them in died of heat consumption themselves. What happened? Nebuchadnezzar looks around and he says, did we not throw 3 men in that fire? Who is the 4th one that I see walking around? It appears to be an angel of God. It was, people. It was, kids. God delivered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the wicked hand of Nebuchadnezzar. He brought those 3 men out of the fire. Their clothes didn't even smell of smoke. There was not a hair on their head even singed because God protected them. I would like to tell you that this changed Nebuchadnezzar's life. I would like to tell you that he tore down that big image and that he made everyone in his land worship the true God. In a way, he said you can worship your own God, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because he would just add another God to the many that they already worshiped. But it saved the Israelite men from death because God was with them. So if you doubt that God's with you today, don't. Don't worry. Try not to be anxious. Don't be afraid of what's going to happen to you, because even at the worst moment in your life, if you're living for God, there's a better world prepared for you somewhere else. I love you, kids. We're going to do one more video next week and maybe one after that, but I hope after that we're through or back to school. I love you all. Trust God. Obey God. He'll take care of you.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. How are you this afternoon? I thought of a couple more questions, and I thought I might like to just say hi one more time. So here's my questions. How many books is in the whole Bible? That's my first one. My second question is, how many books are in the New Testament? My last question is, how many books are in the Old Testament? You can tell your answer at the end of the video or text me at 279-2992. Thank you. Miss Gwen loves you all. Bye-bye.